back, everyone, to our Cracked Racquets coverage of the 2023 ITA Kickoff Weekend. We have reached our final match of the weekend. It'll be the number 15 University of Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Louisville Cardinals. Alex Gruskin here, joined by the 10-time All-American and member of the 2021 National Indoor winning North Carolina Tar Heels. It's my dear friend, Will Blumberg. Will, before we get to the action in Athens, let me ask you this. This match was scheduled for a 2:30 p.m. Eastern time start. It is currently 5:12 p.m. as we get our first ball struck, 2.5 hour delay. What goes through the minds of these teams? What have they been doing while waiting for this match to begin?
Yeah, I think they're just excited to play, right? I mean, still, staying hydrated, staying focused, not trying to, do too much on the phone. Maybe, might throw you into a little distraction mode, but, just staying ready, mentally ready, preparing for a battle. I mean, 3 hours is not terrible. It's obviously a long time and will affect them, but as tennis players, you grow up and you've seen worse. So I bet these guys are itching to play, super excited to play. I'm sure they've warmed up, stopped a few times. So just giving them a little bit of extra time to get ready, but I bet they're going to come out of the gates pretty strong because they're ready to go.
Well, let's find out the answer to that question. We head now to court number 3, which right now is our only camera in action. Of course, 3 double sets happening simultaneously, as always, in this doubles point. But we're going to head over to court number 3 right now. Nice overhead there, put away. You see a little foggy on the camera, indicative of the rain they saw earlier today in Athens, where, again, we have Georgia taking on Louisville, a spot in Chicago, the final 16 on the line here at the number 3 spot. We've got a couple of fifth years for this Georgia Bulldogs roster. Blake Kreuter, who, of course, was excellent on the doubles court last year. Kreuter 14-7 at the number 3 spot with Eric Gravilius. This time he's partnered with the 5th-year Britton Johnston. They're taking on, again, an experienced Louisville duo here. You have Etienne Dene, the senior out of France. He's partnered with Sergio Hernandez, 5th year out of Colombia. Let's start on the Louisville side of things here, Will, because that's a former conference foe for you. What should we expect from Louisville tennis?
Yeah, they've always been better than they've probably played. Sometimes they're very talented and they can get some sneaky wins. They've always been high energy. I remember my first year when I went there, they were screaming, "We love deuce points." It was the first time that I had ever heard it. But slowly, it gets under your skin. So I'm interested to see if they do that. Athens is a difficult place to play, a place I played for 3 weeks straight my freshman year. But we'll see. We'll see what they do today. And this is a big match for both programs, so we'll see.
And I believe this is the Cardinal on the near side, or is this? Let's see. We'll be able to tell, I suppose, with the first Kreuter forehand. Maybe have an incorrect scoreboard here. It's tough. It's the same colors, right?
Tough. I have no idea myself.
Yeah. We'll see from this point awarded. So the scoreboard is correct. It is Louisville on the far side in the black top. Again, Georgia here on your near side. Super producer Daniel Westoff, a longtime Louisville fan, tells me there's Nike on these red shirts, so that can't be Louisville. So that's official confirmation now, Will.
Got it. Yeah. He's got laser eyes.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's the magic man behind the scenes.
And that one just won't do it for you, right? I mean, especially to start the match. That could be a little bit to do with the rain delay, even a little non-confidence. But sometimes after a rain delay, you could start slow. But, I think obviously a chip through the middle, maybe if you chip that over the backhand side here while the guy's at the net, not bad. But a chip over the middle will be chewed up like that probably the entire match.
And this is Kreuter returning here on the deuce, Johnston on the ad here for the Bulldogs.
Interested to see what he does here after a chip return. Not sure if that's lack of confidence, but interested to see if he can go after it a little bit cross court, big target.
It's exactly what he does. The net cord, though, goes the way of the Cardinals, so it's 1-all hold here. on court 3.
Be interested to see if Louisville uses the slice serve wide there. I mean, if I was playing in this match and I saw my opponent chip a return and it was not a lob, I'd be going there and making him hit good returns, hitting over it and proving to me that he can do that before showing him anything else. So that was a good point. Lucky net cord there, but I'd like to see him serve more to the forehand. Great volley.
That high backhand volley, so difficult, well executed. It's good energy from Louisville to start, to your point, Will.
Absolutely. I believe, they've always been known for it. I will say Georgia is known for similar things. They always bring high energy, a lot of talent. So I expect it to be a high energy battle today.
Oh.
Great shots.
Finding all the angles right now. For what it's worth, again, matchups on courts 1 and 2. For Georgia, it's Trent Bride, the fifth-year partnered with freshman Ethan Quinn. They're taking on, again, a couple of Louisville veterans, Natan Rodriguez, Fabian Sale, back over from Arizona State. Of course, he started his career as a Louisville Cardinal. Just wide. That's a heat check lob.
Yeah. I was gonna say if you're Georgia, you're not too upset about the way the first 2 points went. You kind of clap on your racket and say too good, and if you come up with that, we're kind of happy to move out to the next game. That was a great return and actually a great first move by the net player there. You would have liked to see him do a little bit more with the volley. He set it up perfectly, low return. Half volley was pretty solid, but he lifted up. You would have liked to see a little bit more emphasis moving forward and sticking that volley off the court or at the feet of Kreuter there, of Johnston at the net. I would have liked to see him put that one away and have a couple chances, but good job by Georgia hanging in there.
Great hands. Sets up break point chances here for the Cardinals.
Great job by Louisville there. Great job as they were in that cross-court exchange on the forehand side. Good couple fakes. Got a volley. Didn't put it away, but got in Kreuter's mind that he might be moving. Forced Kreuter to go line. So, earned another break point chance. Good movement by Johnson at the net, forcing him to go line. You can always tell the difference between someone who's forced to go line and someone who decides to go line. Sliding that way on the forehand and tugging it going line is not the optimal way, but we'll see what happens here. Eye position, not a bad play over the backhand corner for this position to throw up a lob, but I expect probably a big return down the middle. Oh. Second serve, always pressure. I expect a little bit of a cross-court exchange, but I'd love to see Johnson move. Oh.
So Racquets out of the hand to break for Louisville. 2-1 here early. Court number 3. Again, to update, it's 2-1. Georgia leads right now on 1 on serve there, but Georgia, break of serve early on 2. 3-love lead for the duo of Theodore Yuska, new to the Georgia campus, of course. Coming over from Clemson. He's partnered with the 5th-year Phil Henning. And then the Louisville duo, David Mizrahi. Partnered with senior Matthew Fung. So it's 2-1 here on court 3. Alex Gruskin joined by Will Blumberg. high percentage serving. That's what you're looking here to consolidate, right?
Absolutely. Looking for a good first point, right? Get a break. You'd love to have a good first point, high energy, minimal mistakes.
Oh, perfectly done. And they turn to the sideline umpire. Ooh,
was that overruled there? Was that?
I think we had a far side overrule. No, we did not. Okay, he's pointing to the spot.
Couple lucky leg courts here. Normally you have a members bounce or a home team bounce, but not today. Not today. A couple in the game prior, a couple here, but just the way you wanted to start, right? If I'm on this team here, I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna go love 30, down a break. I'm gonna start and pinch the middle. So I'd like to see a body serve or T serve and move. I'd like to apply some pressure. Now, if you're Georgia, you just watch that and you see that just seems too easy, right? I mean, had a clear path to go cross court, rally a couple times, no stress. If I'm Louisville and I'm up a break and up in the game, I want to add stress to them. So I'm looking for them to move. I'm looking for them to, shimmy. I'm looking for them to apply as much pressure as possible.
It's the sophomore Hernandez serving here.
Just too easy, right, for Georgia? No pressure being applied. Decent first serve, but just too easy, right? I mean, if you're Louisville and you want to win this match, you got to go take it. You cannot be playing not to lose. You got to play to win here. So if I'm their coach, I'm telling them, hey, let's do this thing.
Oh. And again, rain earlier today. We might get some jumpy cameras here to start. They'll get better as we go along. But yeah, you're right. It was just tentative. Too tentative right now from this Louisville team.
Too easy, just allowing Georgia to play easy. So here's this tricky thing here. If I'm Louisville, I want to go, but if I'm Georgia, I'm going line because I'm expecting them. So we'll see. That's a gift. That's an early birthday gift.
Yeah.
Here you go. Same thing, though. To the choir. I'd love to see them move, and I'd also love to see Georgia take this return right up the singles line. So we'll see if someone has the cojones to do it. And a good hold there from Louisville as they look to be down on the other courts, although on court one, there's a break point here coming up.
So Louisville with their chance on one. They got away with that hold here on 3.
Most definitely got away with it. Even on that deuce point, they hit a ball right to Kreuter at the net. I would have loved to seen Kreuter put that one away.
And so you do see those scoreboards on your screen now. Georgia holding on to that break lead on 2.
Scotty B, the boy of the team. I think that on the transfer portal, I think it's been interesting since COVID. I think it's obviously been a little bit, ridiculous as these, people have an extra scholarship for an extra year. But I think that in a few years, hopefully soon it'll start evening out and student athletes will be at one school and kind of settle in. But I think as students saw the opportunity to take an extra year at a grad school or go to a different grad school program or these different programs, they took it. And it's unfortunate for the original school that they're at, but obviously you're going to see a lot of the top teams doing really well, probably top 15 teams benefiting more so than the middle of the pack, which is difficult for the whole aspect of college tennis. But for the top teams, it's been good. For the middle pack, it's been difficult. But I think in a few years, hopefully soon it'll even out because kids will be at their original destination or their primary destination.
And for what it's worth, of course, 20 to 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, and then next year, the final years where we have that extra year of COVID-eligible athletes who all got an additional year back that was wiped away due to the pandemic. So maybe things will slow down. It certainly is. I mean, again, on this Louisville team, I love the story of Fabian Sell, who starts out at Louisville, transfers to Arizona State, and then goes, I kind of like Louisville better. And so he ends up back home for his final season.
Kind of nice of them to take him back.
Yeah, very nice indeed.
Just love the energy here from Louisville, right? I mean, they're moving. Guy at the net is moving, pinching forward, good returns at the feet. Just love to see that, right? That's what I would have liked to see from Georgia and even from Louisville in the last game. But 40-30 here, see if Georgia can get a good hold and continue on. Looks like on court one, they got the break back. So this is becoming a big point. Great return.
And we know that one's a winner. No doubt
And
about it.
Look at where that one landed, right? That's inside the singles line. That's exactly what they teach, right? High percentage shot, no stress, big target, and way to hit it. So now is a little bit of another chess match, right? He just went line. Does he go again? They go out position. I kind of like it. I'd go big target, middle. Good
Great
serve.
first volley.
Great job. Great point. You live with that one. If you're Louisville, you love it. Great game. Go to the net and continue on with your momentum.
They continue to pressure here on 3 Louisville with the 3-2 lead. Meanwhile, as Will alluded to, you see on the bottom of your screen, Bryden Quinn had earned the break on 1. Now 3-2 back on serve. It is still that break lead on court 2, which you can see on the right side of your screen. Scotty B agrees with you, by the way, your assessment of the transfer portal. But let me ask you about this Georgia team, because we started on the Louisville side of things. Obviously, you see the national championship years in the background, men's and women's programs. This McGill Tennis Center, it's one of the staples that you got to go to in the college tennis universe. That said, you look for this team last year, 18-8 overall. They were upset in the NCAA round of 32. Talk to me about this Georgia program, what you expect from them this year.
I mean, really, from a program like Georgia, you expect greatness, right? And that's a blanket statement, but you expect them to be contending every single year, right? Adding Ethan Quinn, one of the top 5 players in the country, probably dealing with a little bit of pressure after having such a good fall, which I know exactly how he's feeling, but he'll settle in and be playing very well. But Trent Bride's a player, right? I mean, he's playing down at number 4, but he could easily be playing number 1 or 2. So, they've got some good talent, as they say. They got some dogs, and they, as one of the most storied programs, in college tennis history with Isner and, many different players coming through there. I expect them to really be competing and, hopefully, rank 15 now, hopefully they can figure it out through the year and really be competing for something special. And as a program that ended my career, listen, you got to respect them. And I think playing in Athens should happen once every 4 years. I think every college athlete should have at least one tournament in Athens, as I believe it's the best place to play.
So let me ask you this, because you talked about that fact that they ended your careers. We see here Georgia continuing to try to at least push forward on court number 3, but that's fascinating because they're going to Orlando this year. There's a sentiment that sometimes when you play the NCAAs in Athens, you're just giving Georgia that home crowd environment, that home crowd advantage. You think it's still worth it, though? I mean, you guys played them in the semis there, right? I want to say 17?
We did. We played them in the Final Four. I think it's 100% worth it, right? Listen, if you take the softness out of the game and you take the sensitivity out of the game, if you can pack the stands in Athens, that is what college tennis needs. College tennis needs the environment. They need the energy. Athens has it. So I'm not saying that every year, right? Maybe that's a little bit of an unfortunate, not whatever the right word is. Yeah. A little bit an unfair advantage for Georgia, but I think at least one every 4 years should be in Athens. Take the sensitivity away. It's beautiful for college tennis, an amazing new facility. They're building an indoor facility. And I just think it's a great experience. People love being in Athens. This is a great, little clip for Georgia tennis here for you. But I really believe that it should be there once every 4 years so people can experience it.
Full-throated endorsement from Will Blumberg, who, of course, reached the NCAA finals in both singles and the team event when it was hosted here in 2017. As we see Louisville continuing their pressure. 40-30 spot here, though. Johnston returning. I mean, every game's been going to deuce here. It's been a very competitive 3-doubles spot.
Yeah, absolutely. High energy. You hear the energy coming from both sides.
gorgeous return. Aggressive from Johnston. Do you go back to him?
I'd go back to him, and I'd make him go line. You saw a big return there across, right? But I still want him. I'd give him a body backhand serve. If I'm on that side, I'm saying high percentage slider, 115 to the body backhand. I'm pinching middle, and let's do this. If he goes line, too good. But
yeah, you beat me.
I'm not sitting back and waiting for him to hit a winner cross court. I'm going body backhand and going here.
Oh, that's what he went for.
I'm still going. I'm going kick to the backhand, and I'm going. I'm making him go line on a high backhand, and I'm shifting as a server to the baseline and hitting a forehand. But I'm going. And you just see if you go on that, that's an easy put away volley that you probably put in Kreuter's chest, right? But if not, you force yourself to hit a difficult forehand, and that's credit to Georgia because they're making them earn it, right? That's from Georgia. You're going to a high percentage spot. That's what you want to do. But if I'm Louisville and I want to win this match, I'm taking more chances than I am right now.
That was tentative. Very tentative game, absolutely. And you see, so again, 3-all here on 3. Meanwhile, you heard the roar. Georgia a chance for a 5-1 lead on 2.
And credit to Georgia, right? I mean, it's a tentative return, but they're making them play, right? I mean, Louisville's not giving you an excuse to go for too much right now. So credit to them, and this is a heated battle right now.
I do want to ask that low backhand volley, that first volley. How do you practice that? Because when I go to these matches, that's the difference between you guys and us mortals. It's how easy those reflexes are.
I think you just get fed balls like 100 miles an hour from the service line.
Yeah. Overruled on the serve call. So he calls the first serve long. I mean, I think there was a little acting job there. It certainly didn't hurt.
Yeah.
But all right, momentum here for the Dogs for the first time on 3. Much better.
Much better and much more aggressive, and you can hear it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we saw from this Louisville team to start the match. Need a little recklessness.
Yeah, you love it, right? I mean, you want to make the other people back down. So especially as you're looking over, they didn't get the break there on court 2, but 4-2, not looking good. Court 1's in a battle, so you want to show them that you're here to stay.
No way.
Oh.
If the fence isn't there, he's getting that. Louisville, an excellent job asking the additional question of Kreuter, but those are solid overheads from the 5th year.
Right?
Jeez.
That's what you want, though. If you're Georgia, no problem. Clap it up. You served wide. I would have liked to see Johnson cover a little bit more because you can give away a little bit more of an angle from a wide serve. But if you're Louisville, take the chance. Go for this match. Don't just sit back and wait for Georgia to do something special. So if I'm here, I'm probably going line again, honestly.
He called it.
Great job, though. You love it, right? I mean, that's exactly what you want. Good volley. You would have liked to see him come forward, but good volley by Johnson there, right? And now you have another one, right? Now they expect you to go line. So now if you're Louisville, you probably have it at the disposal to go either way. For me, I'd still go line. But I think for Louisville, I anticipate them being a little bit more nervous to go line, and I expect them to go back cross. And if I'm Johnson, I'm pinching the middle so hard, I'm just looking for a volley to put away off the court.
That's exactly it.
Good move by Johnson. I think he forced that. I don't think he wanted to go line. I think he saw him and he moved. Great move of that. That's exactly what they need to do.
And so pressure from the Bulldogs. Again, this has been an exceptional 3-double set. We've seen countless deciding points here. Right now, Georgia on serve, 4-3 lead. You see it on the bottom of your screen. Georgia, the break lead, 4-2 on 2, 30 all point. You can kind of catch it right there on your right side.
I think he...
Right now, of course, on serve, 4-3 on court number 1 as well. Of course, when we get to the singles ranking, singles portion, we'll have a bunch more matches for you. But you see the Louisville #1 doubles team, Natan Rodriguez, Fabian Sell, 9 in the country right now. And they're fall rankings, but you never hate a top 10 appearance, do you, Will?
Never.
Yeah.
You'll see it might even out, but I'm sure this will be a good win for them, as I imagine that Quinn and Bride will have a great year. So, all these ranked wins add up, and, they matter.
Absolutely. You and Cernak got to 1, right? If memory serves me correct.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, good overhead there. I'm not sure if we did. I think me and Robert Kelly did.
That's what it was. Yeah, you might be right.
Me and Brian maybe got to 3 or 4 or something, but I think me and Robert Kelly did.
I think you and Bo got to like 56.
No, we were all American.
Good serve there.
Great serve there. If you're Georgia, you want to make them earn this, right? I imagine Louisville's feeling a little nervous. As you see maybe you can catch it on the middle court, but a big deuce point coming up on court 2.
Oh.
Huge as they break back. 4-3 on court 2.
And so now we get the Louisville push. On serve everywhere. It's sophomore Hernandez serving here.
And as you see, that energy from court 2 will translate on all courts now. I imagine Louisville will get a boost of energy from that. That's ginormous.
Oh, just lost. I think that's the first serve and volley we've seen from him.
Yeah, a little bit of a tentative inside-out volley there, but right now you have it. Another chess piece here, right? 3-4, 30 all. What do you want to see, right? You want to go to big target. You want to go line. This is exactly what Kreuter's thinking in his head right now. What do I do here? So it's interesting. I'm a big favor of going line, but as Louisville hasn't been moving much, I think that you probably go cross in this situation unless you're forced to pull it. Look at the way in the net they're sliding to the line on a body backhand serve. You have to slide more to the middle to take it away.
Oh, get out of here.
Great shot there, but if you were to freeze that frame on that point and rewind, that's a body backhand return that's floating through the middle center net strap. If he can slide one step over to the right, be a little bit more aggressive with his split step, he can easily put that volley away and have a lot less stress on an end-up pass. I would really like to see that happen.
Definitely seen this Louisville team get a little gun shy in their service games.
But a great pass there, making up for it. Oh, lucky miss.
Yeah. Who doesn't like a good whiff? So it's a hold for 4 all. It is interesting. I've noticed Louisville's not crossing much in their service games. That said, in their return games, they're getting very active.
Yeah, they are. You're right. Especially with the net player.
Yeah. In particular, I think it's Hernandez who seems a little bit more reserved when he's up there at the net.
Yeah.
Good leave. Again, winner of this will take a 1-0 lead heading into our 6 singles matches. Winner of today's battle going to Chicago. Passing shots have been firing. That gets you out of a jam. For the record, by the way, so far 13 teams have qualified for Chicago, 14 if you include the host Illinois. We have not had a single host site upset yet here in this 2023 ITA Men's Kickoff Weekend. Now, we've had upsets on the women's side, but men's host teams 13 for 13 so far. Stanford playing Texas A&M right now over in Palo Alto. Obviously, we've got this battle here for all of you as well. The passing shots are firing. A reminder, this Georgia team 0-2 on the year entering today's match. Now, let's be clear, it's not your typical 0-2 in January. They went on the road, 5-2 loss to a top 10 team now in Florida State, 4-3 loss in Austin. 4-1 win yesterday over conference foes LSU. Get them to today's match. Meanwhile, Louisville 5-0 overall.
Oh, great volley in a big moment.
So they escape with the hold for 5-4 here on 3. Again, 4-all on 2, 5-4 Georgia leads 5-on-1. That said, game point chances for that number 9 ranked Louisville duo. Alex Gruskin here, joined, of course, by Will Blumberg. Will, final stages of Court 3. I've asked you this before. How aware of you what's going on in the other courts? How much scoreboard watching are these guys doing? What's going through your head?
In doubles, you're very aware. And you almost because you want to expect that it comes down to you and that you need to win, but you need to know kind of what's going on in the other courts to see. But all these matches are, in a huge moment. You have 15-30 on Court 2, right? What a turnaround that would be. You got 5-all on Court 1. So if you're on Court 3 here, you're expecting that it's going to come down to you, right? I mean, whether you believe that you were going to win or not before, you're in a position to win now. So big game here. You want to see them coming out with energy and playing, but they're definitely looking around and maybe a little bit nervous. Oh, he missed the easiest one, but what a point from Georgia there. That's exactly what you want to see, right? If I'm Georgia and I play a good point, every time you play a good point, you want to back it up with another good point. Typically, one team will dump a ball within the first 3 shots on these points after a long point. So I'd always tell myself, don't be the one to do it. So I'd look for them to play a good point here, but typically someone will dump one in the early points, early shots.
Oh, great hands at the net from Hernandez. That said, Will Blumberg, he took the line.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the way that point went on. It actually was a better point than I anticipated. I don't mind that myth. Difficult ball there. You want to make it, but, good point. And back it up. Do it again, right? Over and over and over. You want them to feel like they're coming like a train. Great volley.
It does feel like, again, somewhat battle of attrition that Georgia's positioning in this match. It does feel like they're constantly the team 2-up at the net. And while Louisville's come up with some baseline passes, it does feel like slowly but surely the aggression of this Georgia team has won out.
Absolutely. And for Louisville to win, they need to play to win. So they need to be looking to move and take it to them. They're not going to be handed this win.
First serves help.
And as you see on Court 2, Georgia got that hold from a 15-30 hole. They're up 5-4. Court 1 serving 5-all, 40-15. So Georgia's in a decent position. Louisville's chasing them, seems like, on each court. But we'll see which one can, something can change first.
I'm going to assume it was a double. Something goes awry there now, 40-30, yes. On serve on all 3 courts. Last match of the weekend, why not give us 3 doubles tie breaks to decide things?
Absolutely. Last team to be decided, so why not make it the most interesting?
Exactly. I don't think I've ever seen 3. I've seen 2, never 3.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played in 1 or 3.
Oh. Okay. Let's
Was
be
it
clear.
called in?
Yeah, I think he thought he heard an out call. He did not.
Okay, so big deuce point. If I'm Louisville, I
It's a
am
match point.
I am going. I am not sitting here waiting for Georgia to take it to me. If I lose on a winner line, too good, but I'm not sitting here waiting, especially with Britain at the net. I'm still going. Out.
It goes long. So there's the roar. Kreuter, Johnston, down an early break. 6-4 decision for Georgia here on 3.
Great job by them. Just better execution in the end, not being afraid, right? Maybe that's, being in the position they are, ranked higher, as a team, not feeling as much nerves, but great job by them. They deserved it. They were ripping balls line, not being afraid. So I feel like the Louisville team was just a little bit too tentative. So hopefully they can change that going into singles for their own sake.
You can see on the corner of your screen, I'm watching the ending of this point. Something miraculous is going on. As we see again, Georgia right now, 5-4 lead on court number 2, 6-5 lead on 1, but we're on serve everywhere. We'll leave this on the screen because you can see court 2 in the corner. That said, not much commentary we can do, so we're going to step away for a second. We'll start making sure our court assignments are right for singles. Again, Alex Gruskin, Will Blumberg here. Will, from what we've seen so far in this doubles, any final thoughts?
Just feel like Louisville needs to go play to win. I feel like they're playing way too tentatively. And, as we haven't seen the other courts, maybe it's been a different story, but at least on this court here, this felt like, they need to, instead of playing not to lose, they need to play to win.
I like it. So with that said, again, Alex Gruskin, Will Blumberg will have coverage of courts 3 through 6 in singles, and we'll hop around as well. We're going to step away for a second. Keep this on your screen. Again, it's our Crack Rackets coverage of the 2023 ITA Kickoff Weekend. That happened quicker than expected. So it's a 1-0 lead for the University of Georgia. Will, thoughts on that opening doubles point performance for the Bulldogs?
Georgia did a good job just staying strong. They didn't start great there on court 3, but managed to, continue to do the right things, not be afraid to go line, look to be in the right positions. I would have liked to see Louisville be a little bit more aggressive, play to win. Georgia snuck away with that doubles point, really close on all 3 courts. So interested to see how they go on court 3, or go into singles now. But yeah, good doubles point on both sides. Georgia with a slight edge now, but we'll see.
Absolutely. At that 3 spot, it was how well they stuck to the script. It felt like at number 3, they never got too flustered. They kept their energy levels constant from start to finish. And yeah, now they're 3 points away from a spot in Chicago. That said, this Louisville team 5-0 on the year. We know they'll fight. With that in mind, we're going to get our singles court set. We're going to make sure we're ready to rock and roll again. Cameras out on courts 1 and 2 in Athens, but we're still going to have 4 courts to jump around between and plenty of fun action to come. So for fantastic Will Blumberg, our super producer Daniel Westhoff, I'm Alex Gruskin. You are watching our Crack Rackets coverage of the 2023 ITA Kickoff Weekend. We'll see you all. all in about 5 minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to our Cracked Racquets coverage of the 2023 ITA Kickoff Weekend. Alex Gruskin joined here by Will Blumberg as we begin the singles portion of our final match. Georgia taking a tightly contested doubles point and with it a 1-0 lead into singles. West, if I need you to hit refresh, there we go, on this court number 3. Or we'll kick off our coverage again. Cameras down on courts 1 and 2. We do apologize for that rain in the area, knocking things out earlier, but we have fresh coverage for courts of singles 3 through 6. Oh. Appreciate the trick shot attempt.
Great get there.
So here on court number 3, it's the transfer, the 5th year, Theodore Yuska, coming over from Clemson. He's taken on a face we just saw in our doubles portion. Again, it's the senior Etienne Donnet out of France. How much scouting actually goes into these matches, Will? Are you watching tape of the players before you play?
100%. I think it kind of depends on the person. I always did, and unless I knew the player, and you also get a full scout from the coaches. Coaches, around college tennis will text each other hey, well, what do you know about this team? Or they normally have a little scouting, so it's pretty typical for all schools, as you see an overrule here on this board. Uh,
Early overrule.
yeah, early overrule, and looks like a quick maybe love 40 here.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, pretty typical for coaches to send a scout. So you know a scout, and you'll be refreshed there in between singles and in between doubles and singles.
If any coaches are looking for someone to be their scout, you know where to find me. So it's an early break here for the senior. And a 1-0 lead here on court number 3. We'll lock in on certain matches as we go along. Let's introduce everything first. Let's head over to court number 4 now. I know this is a name Georgia tennis fans, college tennis fans, and Will Blumberg knows well. Trent Bride, the 5th year for the University of Georgia, had a difficult 2022. Of course, a former All-American. Bride 10-15 in singles dual match play last year, 5-10 at the 4 spot. Certainly, there were times you could tell he was struggling with his confidence, but 1-0 here, 1-0 lead here, I should say. Bride taking on the senior Matthew Fung. Fung 5-2 in limited dual match play last year.
Seems maybe like he's the scoreboard is just off. I believe Louisville's serving just down 0-1. And a notable switch for Trent to go to a Babolat this year. As we've seen, I believe that's what he's holding in his hand from the Technofiber guy. So, maybe trying to get a little more room, change something up. But if he can find find his mind, he's one of the best players in college tennis. So he's playing well. He's, in my opinion, one of the top, definitely one of the top players, but definitely should be the best 4 in the country.
As you see that go long, let's just be blunt, and Georgia fans will know this. Last year was the forehand that went awry for Bride. Now, again, you know his game well. Something like that happens. What's the adjustment? What do you think Trent Bride's offseason looked like?
I don't really think it is between the lines. I think it's a little bit more in his mind, right? So Trent has a world-class forehand. Sometimes you lose it. Sometimes you find players who, will lose it for a season on tour. Sometimes you find people who lose it for a season in college. But, if he can find a way to be happy and enjoy being out there and something that we all go through, right? It's not just to him. But he's an amazing kid, a super nice guy, and I hope that he does find it. I hope this year he's enjoying it. I think it's his last season of college tennis, so I hope he makes the most of it. And if he does, he'll be one of the best players in college tennis. So I think it probably had to do with trying to find a way to enjoy being out there, and I hope he really did.
Goes a little long there. Game point chances here for Fung. Again, this Louisville team 5-0 overall on the year. Impressive victories already over Northwestern. 4-1 yesterday over Miami. Fung yesterday, a 1-2 victory. He's ranked number 61 here in the country to start the season. And looking at this Louisville team, they played a lot in the fall, more so than some of their contemporary schools, but they've got 4 top 70 players. Rodriguez, 25, Sale, 36, Dene, 42 on court 3, and here Fung, number 61. Deep team. That forehand looked good.
Forehand there for TB. That was a good shot, and a deuce point coming up, right? I mean, if you're on this court and you're playing Trent Bride at number 4 singles in this year, and he's looking good, and you're facing a deuce point, the last thing you want is a breakdown here. So great backhands by Trent, great forehand pass here. So, interested to see how he goes about this point, but we're looking for him to be on offense.
Couple forehands look good. 2 passes off the racket of Trent Bride. It's an early break for the Bulldogs here on 4. So now we'll head over to court number 5. Again, want to introduce all these matchups we've got here available to start this dual match, just for the record, because some may be curious. 2021 NCAA round of 16, Will Blumberg, 6'2", 7'6", over Trent Bride of Georgia.
Yeah, I snuck out of that second set there. If he pulled me into 3, would have been maybe a different story. But he's a player, man. I have a lot of respect for him as a player and as a person. So I know exactly what he's capable of, and I hope he brings his best this year.
So we see Kreuter get switched, pop a string early, 2-love lead here for the Georgia senior at the number 5 spot. Taking on Sergio Hernandez, the 5th year out of Columbia, who of course he just saw in the doubles portion of this match. Last year, Hernandez went 17-3 overall for this Louisville team. Played primarily at the number 4 spot. Of course, Kreuter was pretty good last year as well. 15-5, 12-4 at the number 5 spot, where he starts this season once again. It's strength on strength here.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you see, I mean, Ethan Quinn's on serve, but on court 2, they're up break points. Henning has 3 break points. Court 4, they're up 3-0. Court 5, they're up 2-0. Court 6, they're up 2-0. So after a strong start in doubles, they're starting strong in singles. So if you're Louisville and you're looking around and you're a scoreboard watcher, you're not too pleased without starting. But if Georgia continues this energy, they might be done here quick, but they've got to continue it. And if I'm on their team, I'm saying, hey, don't look around. It's going to come down to you. We need your point, so don't expect anyone else to finish the job. A little bit unlucky there at 30-all, a little pop-up sitting backhand for him, but he'll take that 7 out of 7 days.
I once asked someone why they changed the let rule, and initially it was just for the men and not for the women. They've subsequently changed both. But I thought it was the best description, and this person just goes, yeah, it's because men are cheaters.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good rule. I actually think I'd like to see them try and implement that on the tour, just for 1 or 2 events to try per year. I don't think it would affect that much. Although, if you were playing like a Masters 1000 or a Grand Slam final and it was like 5-all add out and you hit a serve and it rolled over, I don't think people would be too pleased. But maybe 1 or 2 events just to see how it impacts. I think they tried it in Milan, but I think it would be interesting to see.
Great aggression from Kreuter early. 3-love lead here, double break for the Dogs, who, as you've mentioned, they're pulling away in a couple of spots early. Let's head down to court number 6 now. And this is the spot, if you're a Georgia tennis fan, that you have questions about, because certainly Kreuter, Bride, Phil Henning, the 5th year, who's playing at the number 2 spot, Ethan Quinn with what he did this fall, the superstar redshirt freshman, Yuska, the veteran, coming over. You know what they're capable of, but who's going to be the number 6 guy? A bunch of options for this Georgia team. Today, they go with the sophomore, Miguel Perez Pena. MPP 4-7 in dual match play last year.
Great
Sophomore
hitting there.
taking on David Mizrahi, the fifth year. Mizrahi 17-6 last season, played primarily at the number 6 spot.
And I've always believed in college tennis, titles are won at the 4, 5, and 6 spot. I think that there's so many good guys in the top of the game. I think that typically I always believe if we could win the doubles point and split 1 and 2 singles, that we were in a good position. But I think the teams that have the best players, really 3 through 6, 4 through 6, as there's just so many good people, it's tough to rely on banking on 1 and 2 winning all the time. I think win national championships. I'd love to see a statistic on that of percentage of wins through 4 through 6 in national champion winning teams. But I believe it would be pretty high.
Well, that's spoken like someone whose formative years were spent competing against J.C. Aragoni and Henrik Wiersholm for Virginia at the 5 and 6 single spots. But to your point, go back to the 2021 Florida Gators. Blaise Bicknell went undefeated at 4. Josh Goodyear went undefeated at 6. And who is their 5 singles? This kid you might have heard of by the name of Ben Shelton. I think he's pretty good
Just
there
some
as
kid
well.
who throws his racket over the fence after winning a national championship.
Yeah. By the way, yeah, there are other teams you can point to as well. Now, there are top-heavy examples. I would say the Wake Forest teams, Chryssokos, Mansouri at 2 and 3, joke. But like USC teams, Yannick Hanfman, top 100 player. He played 5. Quiroz, Gomez, top 200 players. They played 4 and 6. Do you want me to go through all the champions lineup? I can do it.
Yeah, you're locked in as you see another break there. Oh, was that over? No, it wasn't overruled. Okay, another break. 2 breaks up here now on 6. But yeah, I think I really and truly believe that championships are won on the bottom. Not to say that the other spots don't matter because they do. But I think if you look at the best teams, unless you have a player like Steve Johnson or just an off
Sam
year where
Bev.
someone doesn't lose. Normally in the top of the lineup they're split, but doubles points super important too. I believe I saw a statistic when I was in college that if you win the doubles point, you're 70% more likely to win the match. I'm not sure if that's still true, but I know I saw a statistic that said that while I was in college. So that's just an interesting additive.
Yeah. No, I like it. With that in mind, let's head over to court number 4. Break point chance here for Matthew Fung, who got on the scoreboard looking to keep things alive. Big spot for Louisville, the 3-0 lead for the senior Etienne Dene. 3-0 on Yuska. And actually, if you can, Westoff, let's go split screen, courts 4 and 5. It's a deuce point, break point chance here on Blake Kreuter's serve. You can kind of see it on the left side of your screen. I know we've watched about 7 points, but that dynamic is clear. Bride's going to push, Fung's going to chase.
Yeah. Yeah, and you like the way, right? I mean, if you're a Trent Bride fan, you love the way that he's hitting his forehand right now, dictating through the court, not being afraid to move forward. That's the Trent that you want to see, and that's a dangerous Trent.
It's a double deciding point moment. Westoff, throw that graphic up. First goes to Georgia on 5.
Just the way the cookie's crumbling today for Georgia. Seems to be getting, all the big games. That's a huge game going up 4-1 there. 3-1 on Kreuter's court, right? I mean, if that's the way the day's going to go, it's going to be good for them. But, good pressure moments for both.
And we see a scoreboard switch, 4-0 instead of 3-1 on court 4 Kreuter. Let's make court number 4 court 6, please. And again, right now, big leads for Georgia on 4 courts. Henning, Bride, Kreuter, Perez Pena, all in the lead. Louisville 3-0 lead on 3, on serve at 1. They're playing around with that scoreboard at 5. And not to be self-indulgent here, Will, but I know you were someone who was trying to watch all of the action that's happening across the country when you were playing. Certainly you try to now. Isn't split screen the way to go? Like, isn't this how you have to follow a college tennis match to some of our fans who might be wondering why we do this?
I think absolutely. I think as a fan, you want to see as much action as you can, especially as it comes down to the end, right? I mean, you don't want to be watching one match and suddenly the match is over. Uh, which can happen as these matches move so quickly. You want to be able to follow the story of a match. You want to be able to follow more so. So as it is sometimes a little bit more difficult to follow in the box, it is kind of critical to understand the flow of a match.
Shout out to super producer Daniel Westoff who makes all of this happen. See a couple of 4-0 leads here for Georgia. And this is one of those moments. Oh, underhand serve on 6. Oh, the let ruins it. And he's going to argue to the chair that ball had no influence. I'm going to disagree. Clearly in the Perez Pena line of sight. This is one of those moments, though, and I think college tennis should have this, even though matches are long enough as is. Coaches should get 1 5-minute timeout. Maybe not 5, 1 3-minute timeout where you just stop all the matches, you bring your team in. This is where if you're the Louisville coaching staff, you're like, guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd like to. If you're in the winning team, you don't almost want to use an anti-timeout call, like not allowed. But yeah, it would be an interesting little piece to it.
Yeah. Some have argued the changeovers are timeouts, but sometimes you want to yell at everyone, not just one member.
Like a changeover in the same time.
Yeah, exactly. It's on my list of changes. I'd like to see that, and I don't like the coin toss. I think one of the coaches on each coaching staff, because you've got U.S. Open semifinalist Tripp Phillips or former top 30 player in the world Chris Woodruff. Like, I want to see coach versus coach, one drop and hit point, winner decides serving arrangements everywhere.
That'd be funny. I'd also like to see rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
I think an opponent versus opponent, rock paper scissors. Just one, rock paper scissors go. Rock paper scissors shoot, as I would say. I think that would be the best option, if not a drop and play by Coach Paul and Billy Martin.
Yeah. Exactly. There's some really good matchups. Or like, I mean, again, I don't want to hypothesize, but there's some like Ben Becker, the Michigan assistant. You just throw a man who ended Andre Agassi's career, didn't end it, but played the last match against him, and you're like, just throw him casually versus former top 100 player Isaac van der Merwe.
What a name.
Just need a 4-1 lead for Kreuter. Let's make court 5, court 3. There is some positive news for Louisville. It's a 4-0 lead on court number 3. Ooh! So this is a little tease, by the way, for all of you Cracked Racquets fans. It's not quite ready. It's still in the oven being baked by our super producer. But come the National Indoors, we're going to be able to go 3 wide.
This is just a little tease right here for you.
Exactly.
Super producer, he's just testing out his stuff right now,
This is literally him flexing. He's like, I only have 1 match I have to worry about. Let's go triple box.
He's probably smiling right now. Not on screen, but he's smiling.
Yeah, his eyes aren't open because it's been 72 hours straight. He is smiling. As you see again, 4-1 leads in a couple of places for Georgia. If you want to make court 6, court 4, actually, Westoff, let's go full screen court 4. Full screen court 4 because Trent Bride's serving for the set. 5-1 lead. Do I get to call him TB as well, Will? I don't know him that. I think we've spoken once.
You can call him whatever you want. He'd probably appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. I like it. I know there's Jambor Veltz over at Baylor. I was granted permission to call him Big Z
Oh
because
wow,
yeah, it's just much easier.
that seems like an honor.
It was. I could call you Bloomberg.
You can call a Nuj Watani Nuj dog if you want. I'll give you permission to do that. I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I like that. Called Kiger a ginger.
There's a lot of dogs at Carolina. Cern dog, Nuj dog.
Yeah. Murph Dog. There's no way Peter Murphy's not
Peter
Murph Dog.
Murphy, you call him Pistol. We call him Pistol. Pistol.
What was Jack Murray?
That's a good question. You'd have to ask Trip Phillips for that one, probably.
He's probably just Jack. Good miss.
Yeah, great miss. I mean, if you're Trent, you're loving the way, if I'm him, I'm loving the way I'm playing right now. He's trying to be aggressive on the forehand. He's been moving forward well. Just a miss, right? I mean, maybe a little higher than he would have hoped, but coming forward, looks confident. That's the type of player you want to be.
Too good.
Great pass.
And that kick served ridiculous action off the racket of Trent Bride.
Yeah, Trent, I would easily say Trent has top 3 best kick serves in college tennis. No question about it. So when he's playing well, that is a dangerous, dangerous tool for him.
We got a comment. Archit Suresh says, quad screen is the future. He's not wrong. We'll get to the quad someday, my friend. Three points away now. Kreuter 5-1, Henning 5-1. On serve still on court number 1, but it's been a great first half hour here for Georgia. Ooh, nice feet.
Ooh,
Called
looks like
wide.
a tight call there that Trent did not appreciate.
For what it's worth, far side, camera view, I thought he missed it.
Yeah, that's also one you want to complain to the ref about, but there's no chance the ref can see that.
I agree.
Absolutely no chance.
Just felt like coming off the racket, it was leaking.
Felt like a miss.
Yeah. See, but I'd have called that out just to send a message in return.
I don't know if it's the Babolat that Trent's using, but he always had a lot of spin and hit heavy on the forehand. But the forehand's looking extra heavy. It looks pretty good. Looks solid. Looks like he's not making many errors, missing a couple, but he's being aggressive on it. It doesn't look like he's spraying balls, so looks like he's playing pretty well.
Money.
Great serve and forehand, right? If I'm returning here, if I'm Fung, I'm not going on the ad side. I do not want Trent to hit a kick to my backhand instead of a short forehand. So if I'm him, I go to the juice side. But we'll see what he chooses.
Set points for Henning on 2 for Georgia as well. Westhoff have court 5 ready. Blake Kreuter's closing in on set 1. Oh, overruled.
Big overrule there.
Dare I say that's why you asked for the first one?
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. He probably would have traded those two to be the opposite. That's an unfortunate time for an overrule. But a first set for Georgia.
They have come out so strong, and you just wonder for this Georgia team that, again, 1-2 entering today's match. That one's too easy for Hernandez, but this Georgia team upset in the NCAA round of 32. They want to send a little message. And you see that again in these scoreboards. 6-1, first set for Bride. 5-1 lead for Henning. 5-1 Kreuter, 4-1 Perez Pena. And now a set point chance coming up for Blake Kreuter. Feels like any time we pop in on this match, he's hitting an approach shot and come to the net. He likes that chip return. That one sails on him.
Yeah, the chip return, pretty useful in singles. As you see, a player like Casper Ruud uses that a lot. Can be effective, but kind of has to move through the court. Can't just be, used as a setup for someone to have a short forehand.
So we'll go to 6 as Will continues to just name drop doubles partners he's played with at slams.
Yeah. I'll let you do that one for me, but
yeah, come on, that's my job.
I'll just comment on the chip forehand.
Yeah. Is that a common tactic though on the singles court now?
I think definitely. I mean, I think as you see serves, north of 130 miles an hour, it's pretty tough to, time that all the time. I think if a lot of top players, you don't love to use it all the time, but especially on the deuce side, if you can get a good chip into someone's backhand and make them start, to dictate off a low ball, it's a pretty good play. You don't want to use it all the time, but it's a good play to get yourself into a match.
5-1 lead here for Perez Pena. Let's go split screen 6-3. It's a 5-love lead. Etienne Dane serving for the set for Louisville on 3. It's about the only break spot for the Cardinals right now. And look, with some of I just want to get super producer Daniel Westoff upset with me. With some of the struggles in Louisville basketball, they're a tennis school now, folks. Again, a win over Northwestern, win over Miami, 5-0 right now. I want to see a little more fight. Like, what does this next hour look like, even if they don't win?
Absolutely. It's what we talked about in the previous days, right? I mean, no matter what, you're down 5-0, you're down 5-1. Doesn't matter, right? I mean, of course this match matters, but for a school like Louisville, you got a lot more, going on for you this year. Who are you as a team, right? Who are you as a player? From your coaches, you want to see these guys fight. Who cares if you lose a set 6-0, 6-1, 6-2, right? And you come back with a vengeance in the second set. So if I'm the coaches and I'm these players and I'm trying to earn my spot and earn some respect on the team, I'm laying everything I have out here.
So casual. Flick of the wrist from Perez Pena. Ooh, Westoff, can we go to court 5 quickly? Court 5 quickly. We've got a set point for Blake Kreuter. Kreuter 5-2, 40 love serving for the set. He's taking on the senior Sergio Hernandez. That one sails on him. Still set point chance. 3 more of them coming up. So what, are the next 4 serves first serves?
I don't know. I think 40-15, you're probably going for a big serve.
It was easy. Very easy.
Big first serve, big forehand. Hernandez staying behind the baseline. Good opportunity. Great feel. Just a great set. Great start. Great start for Georgia here, right? Up in the doubles point and beginning in singles. Just exactly what you want to see.
Mm-hmm. So we'll go back to court number 6, though, Westoff. Let's split screen court 6-3. As Louisville, again, 1 positive start, 5-love lead for Etienne Dane at that 3 spot. Pena.
You have set point here for Henning on court 2, 5-2, 40-15. So we'll see what happens there. But if you get that, you have 4 first sets. There you go. 6-2 on court 2 right there for Henning. So 4 first sets are ready for Georgia. Actually, no, I'm wrong. 3 right now, 5-1 on court 6. Looks like just maybe got to 5-2. So great start for Georgia, and if they had that first set on court 6, I think that.
And you hear a frustrated Perez Pena misses that return, but so far so consistent. 5-1, 5-2 lead. He'll serve for the set on 6. We'll bring that back when he comes back. Let's go full on 3. As Will mentioned, 3 first sets. Bulldogs taking them on 2, 4, and 5. Ethan Quinn also up 5-4. Love 30, so he's 2 points away on 1. And you alluded to this earlier, but Ethan Quinn, undefeated in ITA All-American play, won a couple futures events over the course of the past year as well. Kalamazoo finalist, the redshirt freshman, starting at the #1 singles spot. He's #1 in the country right now, though tough losses to 2 other top 10 players he beat this fall. Antoine Cornet-Chauvin, Elliot Spizzirri to start his year. Again, maybe no one's better to answer this question than you. What sort of pressures do you think Quinn's facing? What's going through his head to start this first year after the fall he had?
Yeah, listen, I mean, he's the top dog right now, right? I mean, he's #1 in the country, freshman. Won Tulsa, had a phenomenal fall, phenomenal player, right? I mean, I just think that in the fall, going into the year, he had high expectations for himself, but everyone thought he was a good player, but no one quite knew, right? When you go out and do that and have the kind of fall he had, people now expect you to be that kind of player. And I believe that he is, and I believe he will back it up. I just think it's a little bit of a different pressure to be expected to win instead of coming in as kind of an underdog or an unknown. Whereas now he's #1 in the country, and he's quite literally everyone's biggest win. He loses a match and people post, "Oh, you beat the #1 player in the country, take down #1," right? That's him. So that's an added player or an added pressure to him. They say it's easier to get there than it is to stay there. So I do believe though that he has the talent to stay there and be a dominant force this year. And I really do expect to see that. But I think that he will need to just settle in and be comfortable playing in this dual match season, which is totally different than playing alone. It'll be loud. You play away matches. You'll feel a lot of pressure, but I expect him to be okay with it.
And 5-2 lead here. We'll keep our eye on that court #3 as well. See if Dane can work himself towards another set point chance. Ethan Quinn, by the way, does take that first set 6-4 over Natan Rodriguez. So 4 for 4, excuse me, thus far for the Georgia Bulldogs. Alex Gruskin here, joined by 10-time All-American Will Blumberg. And if you're just joining us, Georgia, a tightly contested doubles point, and they have pulled away in singles thus far.
As Ethan Quinn wins the first set on court 1, 6-4. So that's another big set. If there's any hope for Louisville, it's looking more grim by the second. But big set there. As on court 6, they look to add it and make it 5 first sets, which would be doubles point 5 first sets. As we said, it's been done, but quite difficult.
Yeah, on the road as well. Makes it that much tougher. That said, it's now set points coming for Louisville on 3. So if the rally's going to start anywhere, maybe it's there. That's a dominant set of tennis on court #3. Wait, did he miss that overhead? No, he landed it. No, he missed it. Wow. Here, Mizrahi on 6. He's trying to rally the troops. Again, even in 4-0 match lines, there's always a 10-minute push. Louisville's going to make a push. It's got to be right now. So that is the set on 3. 6-1 for the senior Etienne Donnet. Go full on 6. Oh, get out of here.
What a shot. What a shot in timely fashion. If they're going to have any hope, they need to get this set. So,
and look, you win the set on 3. It's a break back on 6. For what it's worth, Sergio Hernandez did hold for 1-love. Matthew Fung held for 1-love as well, and their second sets on 4 and 5 may be something. It is, to Will's point, it feels like now or never. Scoreboard looking the way it does. Westhoff, let's bring back up court number 4 as well. Check back in on Trent Bride. To Will's point, you do feel like the best version of Georgia will see Bride as maybe that best number 4 singles player in the country. Of course, again, these teams competing for a spot at the National Indoor Finals this year being held at the XS Tennis Center in Chicago. Will, what's the value of that national indoor event? What does even appearing there do for a team early in the season?
it's huge, right? I mean, you're guaranteed 3 matches, so it gives you an opportunity to beat one of the top 16 teams in the country. You have 3 cracks at it, which, for a lot of programs that aren't, top 10 the whole year, it gives you a chance to get good wins that carry you through the entire year. So not only do you have a chance to win a national championship, but you have an opportunity to set your team up to almost guarantee, unless you have a terrible end of the year, to be top 35, 40 in the country. So you can get 1 or 2 good wins there.
And Will, part of the 2021 national indoor winning North Carolina Tar Heels. Of course, that one had to feel particularly sweet after, I won't say what happened in 2020, but everything that happened.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget 5-4, 2 serves on Will's racket. Match is over, right?
I don't know. Sometimes, but I believe that was a big break there. I believe Fung just got a break against Bride there. So, you never know if they can get this set here and start making a push. You never know, right? I mean, kind of ride it out. Georgia had a good start, but Louisville could maybe make a comeback here.
Good depth from Perez Pena. And this match really is your prototypical 6. They're grinding away. Oh.
Great hitting.
It's very steady. Ooh, Westhoff, let's go to court 5 quickly. Maybe even a split screen here. Sergio Hernandez making a little push. This is definitely the Louisville push. I think we can officially label it that. We saw Fung 2-1 lead over on court number 4. And right now on 5, Sergio Hernandez Chance to consolidate, take a 3-love lead.
I'm really feeling as this set on 6 is huge. I feel like this could really lead the charge or be a big damper on the charge. As you see a let call there, but feeling like Louisville's pushing, and you never know. You never know how they're going to reply, right? I mean, this is where, a long wait could have gotten to you. You can play good for an hour. You might start feeling a little tired. You might start thinking that they're going to go away and it's over, and you let your shoulders down. So we'll see. They have a bunch of first sets, but, it seems like Louisville's pushing here, and we'll see what happens in this game.
The 3-0 lead on 5. Let's make court number 5 court number 4, please. Once again, Trent Bride looking to keep pace for what it's worth. Louisville up breaks in the second set now on courts 1, 2, 5. But it is now a set point chance for Miguel Perez Pena of Georgia at 6.
Which would make it 5 first sets, which would be a tough to overcome, but we've seen crazier.
Absolutely. Tennessee, Oklahoma earlier this weekend. So it is the set to Georgia that it's their 5th, 6-3. Sophomore Miguel Perez Pena. Let's go split screens. We'll keep court 4. Let's make court 6, court 5. Will that indeed just, again, slow things down? And by the way, looks like that serving marker, once again, still wrong on court number 4. So Bride on serve 1-2 in set number 4. Bride holds 4-2 all.
Wow. What a play. What a play from Quarter there, moving in. Pete Sampras-esque.
Yeah, that's pistol. Sorry, Pete Murphy.
Yeah, that is pistol.
That's good stuff from the racket of Kreuter. And it does feel like it's a similar dynamic, court 6 aside on every court. Georgia the aggressors. Louisville, a little cat and mouse chase. Can it add up?
As you see here, though, you have Ethan Quinn down a break now. Court 1 down a break. Court 2 down a break. Court 3 is leading. Court 5 down a break. So Louisville's making a charge here. Credit to them for not going away, right? That's the team you want to see, right? In your program, that's the guys you want to see. So credit to them, and we'll see if Georgia can manage it, though.
Yeah, you burn the first 45 minutes of tape. You say we're going to forget about that. And here's what we did well.
This is just competing, right? I mean, you may not be playing well, but this is how you show your coaches and your teammates that you can compete no matter what.
Absolutely. Wait for that scoreboard to get properly updated on court 4. Meanwhile, you see the hold for Fung. He keeps us on serve 3-2 on court 4. Let's head over to court number 3 in lieu of court 4. Fedor Yuska coming over from Clemson for his final season. I have asked this to others, but on paper, right, this Georgia program, if you're listing the blue bloods in college tennis, this is probably number one, right?
Definitely. I mean, USC's up there, right?
Stanford, USC,
Stanford.
Georgia. That's it.
I would say, yeah, those three have got to be up there.
UCLA probably belongs in that conversation.
Yeah, UCLA. I mean, I would say that the greatest college team ever was probably '98 Stanford. Um,
The Bryans,
yeah,
they're
the Browns. I believe they lost only 3 points the whole year, not matches, 3 points the
yeah,
whole year.
that's exactly
Um,
it.
so I think that, and I believe even Stevie would maybe say that as well. I mean, they had one of the greatest teams ever. I think, you know, no doubt he's the greatest college tennis player of all time, but I think that '98 Stanford team is probably the best team ever.
The Bryans, Paul Goldstein, all top 100 players. Alex Kim, eventual NCAA Triple Crown winner, played the number 6 spot. I think even he got into the top 100 for a hot second. I forget if it's John like Morris. I'm missing two names, but yeah, you drop
Yeah, there's
3 individual points in a season.
yeah only 3 points in the whole season, which is crazy. And that year in the national championship, Bob Bryan won singles, doubles, and team. So
Yeah, Triple
just
Crown.
a decent player for him.
Other nominees would be the 03 Illini, undefeated, Amir Delic, Rajiv Ram, Ryler DeHart, who was top 10 junior in the country, maybe even top 30 in the world, was the number 7 guy on that roster. And then the debate is always 12 USC, pick your Virginia team. There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, that 12 USC team is pretty ridiculous as well.
The hell of a volley from Hernandez, who stays in front 4-1 on court number 5. Meanwhile, again, it has been all Etienne Dane on 3. Let's go back over to court number 4 in lieu of court 5. Trent Bride's in a little bit of trouble. 2-3, 15-30.
Great point by Trent there. Seems like on the lower forehands there, as he gets maybe a little more tentative or wants to move forward, he looks like he wants to pull it a little bit more. If I'm Fung, I'm kind of watching that. It seems like the times that Trent's pulling him off the court have been inside in forehands, less so inside out. So just something to note for Fung, and interesting moving forward if he continues to do that or if he expects that and starts going the opposite way.
Let's go full on 4 then. Let's watch this match. It's caught Will Blumberg's eye. It's caught my eye. Might as well lock in on one for now, as we're still in early stages of second sets everywhere.
Great and timely serve there from Trent.
You're right. The pop, the explosion he has. I mean, it's just not your typical weapons you see at the number 4 spot.
No, definitely not. So if I'm Trent here, I'm looking to hit a kick serve. His backhand's probably his favorite shot, so he wouldn't mind hitting a mid-court backhand. But if I'm him, I'm hitting kick serve and looking for a forehand. Ooh, a little bit tentative.
Yeah.
A little bit tentative on that side. So here we are at deuce point. So if I'm Fung, like I said, I'm not going on the ad side. maybe he'll feel like he wants to because he just won there. But I believe if I'm Trent, that's my sweet spot. So I'm either going kick wide or kick toss T and looking to move forward.
Ah,
Wow, serve and volley. He tried to go for the kick toss T, hung it a little bit more. Good return by Fung, didn't float it. But respected Trent, right? Went for an aggressive play there, played to win. So unfortunately didn't work out, but another break here.
So this Louisville push continues. They're now up breaks here in the second sets again on courts number 1, 3, 4, and 5. Well, Phil Henning did get that break back here on 2. So Louisville making a move. Alex Gruskin will Blumberg here. Final match of this 2023 ITA Kickoff Weekend. Talked about this earlier. No upset so far on the men's side of Kickoff Weekend, but Stanford drops the doubles point. They're down 1-0 to Texas A&M in the regional finals. Now Stanford has responded. They've taken 4 first sets in singles. Still early in second set action there. But between that, here's the Louisville push. Might we get an upset on this final day of play? Certainly got some huge ones yesterday on the women's side. Vanderbilt knocking out NC State. Iowa State over Miami. UCLA goes 0-2 on the weekend. They lose to Iowa State. They lost yesterday to FIU on the women's side, Will.
Yeah, that's difficult. I was going to ask you if you can recall on the men's side, or if there's any statistics on the last time national indoor qualifying had all top 15 teams advancing.
Certainly didn't happen last year. Trying to remember who the upset was. Who would have been the 15 or 14? Obviously, you had the hosts. Washington were the 16 seeds.
Doesn't strike me as something that would happen often. But I could be very wrong.
No, I mean, you think about teams over the years. Utah State making that, or maybe was it Utah State? I think it was a couple of years ago in Charlottesville.
Seems to me like Trent is really preferring to pull this forehand. There it is, opening up that side, but seems like he wants to pull it inside in on low balls especially.
Even in 2021, when it was an 8-team field, you still had upsets. Who could forget Virginia going to the Ty Tucker Tennis Center? I mean, obviously that Virginia team has subsequently won a national championship, but we knew they were special when Rodesh, Montez, Von der Schulenberg, and the gang went into Columbus, beat the Buckeyes. You know who I think was upset last year? Didn't North Carolina get upset last year?
I believe they did, right?
Yeah. Because I don't think they were in Seattle.
I don't believe they were actually. Not this year, though.
Not this year, though. But that's the point of. So to your point, it's been a while since we've had no upsets.
Yeah. So just saying, you never know what's coming tonight, right? Could be cool, but I would say great serve by Fung there. Wow, great 2 games there to go up 5-2 in this set.
What's he doing differently? What's clicking right now for Fung?
I think he won a nice, a little bit lucky on that deuce point, but in college tennis, it's only 1 point difference, right? If Trent wins that game, they're on serve. So, and he's serving. So, when you serve first in the set, which would be 3-0 instead of 2-0, just such a big difference because only 1 point in college could be the difference, right? They could be only 1 point off and be up 5-2. So,
absolutely,
just, playing aggressive and winning the right points.
And so we're going to head over to court number 3 right now, where it is all Louisville. Ooh, that was a bad call by me. Can we go to 5, Westoff? Bad call by me. Can we go to court number 5, where Sergio Hernandez has himself game point chances? This would be a second 5-2 lead in the second set for Louisville, as Hernandez, the senior, opportunities here on Blake Kreuter. Super producer Daniel Westoff just sent me last year's national indoor draw. I believe Texas A&M went to Arizona and beat the Wildcats. That would be one. Who beat North Carolina? It wasn't Ole Miss, was it?
I'm not sure. Was it South Carolina? No.
Maybe. They made the national indoors as well.
No, it wasn't South Carolina because this year North Carolina losing to South Carolina was the first time they lost them, I believe, since
A while.
I'm gonna be wrong. I want to say 2008, but I'm wrong, I think. Wow, what a shot.
So we see here again, Louisville trying to make a push in these second sets. They drop doubles and 5 first sets, but they're hanging around, not giving away the match. Now 5-2 Hernandez here on court 5. Let's go back to court number 4. By the way, I have your answer, Will, and this is why we didn't remember it, and this was a direct byproduct of COVID, lack of ranked matches. This conference was only allowed to play conference foes in 2021. Ohio State went to Chapel Hill last year and knocked off the Buckeyes in kickoff weekend.
Got it. Which was a great team. Ohio State.
Yeah, they made the semifinals of the indoors and the semis of the NCAAs. I like the aggressive return positioning.
Wow. Coming up with all the goods there, even after a chip short in the middle of court.
And that's the response. We saw Bride doing that in set number 1. That exact pass, earning him an early break. This time it's Fung's turn. Again, credit to this Louisville team. Ethan Quinn did get the break back on 1. But right now, courts 3, 4, 5. Part of the order. Louisville is making at least some sort of push here. It does look like Stanford has started to pull away, by the way, from Texas A&M in singles. So despite dropping the doubles point, might we go 15 for 15 for the first time in a long time? Anyone on this feed want to go look it up? You guys know where to find me. I'm going to guess 2011. Meanwhile, we got a question from SCG in the chat. They ask, Will, what caused this shift in momentum for Louisville? What do you think it is?
Maybe just back against the wall mentality, right? I mean, they say hungry dog gets the bone, right? So if you either respond 2 different ways when you're down and you're seeing yourself lose 5 first sets. You either give in or you say, this is my only chance here, right? I mean, it could be for them. They just back against the wall and they're competing. So that would be my guess. When they saw that, they didn't want this season of this, this part of the indoor season to end. So I would say they're going with the hungry dog gets the bone mentality and knowing that they need this win and needs to start right now.
Well, then let's go start right now on court 5, where it's set point for Hernandez. Again, you wonder if also looking at that scoreboard, you're like, what is there left to lose? as it's under the lights tennis now here in Athens. Set points coming up for Hernandez. You hear the passion. Sergio Hernandez, 6-2 second set. What looked like almost a defeated Blake Kreuter to end the set. So we're going 3 on 5. Let's go back to 4. Bride serving to at least ask the question of Fung, but right now Fung is in a commanding position. And Westhoff, when you're ready, split this with court number 3, as it has been all Louisville on that third court. Etienne Dane, 6-1, 4-0 lead. Bride land that?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I don't think he did. But he did. Okay, that's why you trust the scoreboard. 5-3 still. Fung will serve for the set. You know, let's go full screen on 4. When we get to the set, that we'll switch to 3 as soon as Donette gets to 5 games.
What a point from Trent. And I love the way that he decided to not go inside in on that forehand or cross court and pull. And I love the way he went out. I think that Fung was a little confused by it. Ended up going with a lob that ended sailing out. But that's the type of point for Trent. So as I discussed earlier, typically after a long rally like this, typically somebody will give in the first 3 or 4 shots. So I'd look, maybe even call it 5. I'd look for a quick point. And I always told myself, play another long point, battle, do not give in here. So I'd look for someone to try to play a long point and someone to be a little bit tired and go for a quick one. As you see, quick error there.
Yeah. By the way, what's that roar? Fabian Sale. 5-2 lead for Louisville on court number 2 as he looks to split sets. Louisville is 1 game away on court number 3. They've already split on 5. Buckle your seatbelts, folks. Maybe hit up that Uber Eats app. You may have another app in this. Credit to Matt Fung. He's asking every question. Playing a lot of defense, but it's working.
Yeah. Trent, unfortunate missed volley there as he played a great point to come in, but credit to Fung, he's battling here.
Oh. So now it's set, points coming up for Fung. Meanwhile, as soon as we're done here, Westhoff, take us to court 3. Louisville inching closer and closer to leveling this match. Overruled. And so it's an ace from Fung. 6-3 second set. We're going the distance on court 4, Will.
And break out the pizza rolls, Matt. Gruskin's here to stay.
Exactly. I'm not going anywhere. Although right now, Etienne Dane might be headed towards the winner's circle, 2 points away. Boy, again, for this Louisville team, they dropped doubles, 3 first sets. Your head coach, Rodrigo da Silva, you are thrilled with the fight you've seen. Match point. And this is where, again, the timeout rule, Will. This is where if I'm Manny Diaz, I'm calling my timeout.
Absolutely. Definitely.
It's been about 40 minutes consecutively. We felt this Louisville run coming. They take the first set here. Keep going. Again, third set's now underway on courts 4 and 5. Louisville serving to force a third on 2. And here, Etienne Dane, 3 more match point chances. Not done yet.
Not done yet. You got to like the fight from, I'm not going to pronounce his name right, but
Yuska.
Yuska. Yeah. You got to like the fight from Yuska, not giving in down 6-1, 5-0. So credit to him. It's not over until it's over.
Not over until it's over.
Ooh. Gotta like the miss first serve, hit the ball into the net, run and move it. Make him think about the second serve. And it paid off.
So the double fault makes it 1-all. Etienne Dane, 6-1-6 love. It's an easy day at the office. And now we're tied up in Westhoff. I'm going to ask you to come back to us as we got to let 10-time All-American National Indoor Champion Will Blumberg go here, but it's 1-all overall. Here's where things stand. We have 6-4, 4-3 lead for Georgia at 1. Louisville up a break on 2 in the second set. Looks like Henning might get that back. Meanwhile, third set's underway on courts 4 and 5. Looks like we're about on serve in the second set on 6. 1-all now overall, Will. Match has changed. What's going through your head? What do you expect to see over the next hour?
Absolutely. Credit to Louisville for pushing back. They were in a rough spot there. Doubles point, 5 first sets, not looking good. Credit to them for coming back. My prediction is that Georgia will weather the storm and be able to finish this match, maybe 4-2, if not tight 4-1. But that's my prediction. You never know, though. Credit to Louisville. They're coming. They're storming. So now it's Georgia's turn to weather the storm, just like Louisville did. They're in a great position, but what a great match to seal the last spot in National Indoor. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. And speaking of a storm coming, I know a storm's coming at the Cleveland Challenger this week. Defending champion Will Blumberg looking to get another title. You're playing with, I believe, former UCLA All-American Keegan Smith, which, an NCAA doubles champion on one half, an ATP title winner on the other. It's not a bad duo.
Not bad. We'll see how it goes. But, good luck to both these teams. Hopefully you guys will be seeing more of me on here this year. So have a good night, and we'll see the rest of the match.
Absolutely. Appreciate having you. Will Blumberg, 10-time All-American. Always a pleasure to be joined by him. All right. With that said, we take you back on court. It's now 1-all overall. You see that break did get back from Mizrahi on 6. So let's head over to court number 5 right now. Court number 5, where here's a bright spot if you're a Georgia fan. Blake Kreuter, after dropping a quick 6-2 second set, he's already built himself a 2-love lead here in the third on 5. Gave it a second look. That one clipped. Still, 3-love double break lead, particularly with 1-all. That's exactly the little boost Georgia certainly needed. They've been outplayed the past hour, and for what it's worth, not only here, but Phil Henning has gotten things back on serve on 2. So maybe we've reached the end of the Louisville run. And this is why we talked about the doubles in 5 first sets. You're just trailing for so long. Eventually, you chase for so long, it catches up to you. But that's playing not to lose. That's inspired, aggressive tennis. Big 40-30 game point spot here for Hernandez. Casual. Flick of the wrist from Kreuter, who's feeling a little winded. You can tell. Hands on the hips. Still, this is a critical deciding point here on 5. But there's a response. That's a hold. So 2-1 now here on court number 5. And again, no cameras on courts 1 and 2 for us. We've got action on 4, 5, and 6. Let's go split screens 4 and 6. Georgia's gotten the break lead back on court number 6. Miguel Perez-Pena, the sophomore, under 500 last year. Strong start and statement from him here today. 6-3, 4-2 lead on the veteran David Mizrahi. Meanwhile, Working all the angles. Matthew Fung. I believe, oh, excuse me, Trent Bride with the lob. Might have had a shirt change from Bride. That's what threw me off. If you're the Dogs, you want to get this match off court. And by the way, there's a world where this match, unfortunately, will be clinched off of our camera. Again, Henning, 6-2-5 all, Quinn, 6-4-4 all. If they close their matches out in straight sets, whereas Pena does the same, Bulldogs can pack their bags. Get ready to take that plane to Chicago. And now you see Bride, a little bit of a window. Georgia, yeah. Georgia's making their push back. Break lead for Kreuter on 5. Bride with break point chances on 4. Henning making his move on 2. That's the Trent Bride we saw in set 1. 2-love lead for the 5th year. Meanwhile, Perez Pena goes wide, so a 30-hole spot on 6. And let's replace court 4 with 5. Kreuter had deuce point chances for 3-love. He now finds himself down break point chances. Hernandez the opportunity for 2-all here on court number 5. Meanwhile, Ethan Quinn, 6-4, 5-4 lead. Bill Henning, breakpoint chances to serve for the match over on 2. So you'd still much rather be Georgia than Louisville. But Louisville has worked their way back, made this one competitive. Come on! A huge hold for Perez Pena on 6. 6-3, 5-2. Georgia's now 1 game away. Putting a singles match on the board. We'll go full screen on 5 as we're back on serve there. Although actually, if you want to bring up court number 4 for me on a split screen here as well. Court 4 where Trent Bride. Opportunity to consolidate, make it a 3-love third set lead. Also, Quinn, 6-4, 5-4 Georgia. Henning, 6-2, 5-all. I apologize for asking this of you, super producer Daniel Westoff. If you think you can get 2 screen grabs of those 2 board battles on courts 1 and 2, throw them up so we can monitor them. I know there are many fans who will appreciate it. Much like I appreciate Scotty B, our guy, of course, here at Cracked Racquets, informing all of us. 3-1 Stanford leads A&M. And with Georgia closing in on a couple of courts, we might just go 15 for 15 here in this men's kickoff weekend. 3-love lead for Bride. Let's go back over to court 6. For what it's worth, Fabian Sale back for his final season for Louisville at the number 2 spot. He does fight off break points. He holds 4-6-5. Rodriguez game points for 5 also. Louisville staying alive on those top 2 spots. I do want to remind all of you, unfortunately, a little rain earlier in the day knocked out those cameras in Athens. So we've got 4 through 6 for you left here. Stick with them. Right now, Georgia's close in a couple of places. Tightly contested doubles point goes the way of the Bulldogs. They take decisions on courts 2 and 3. Louisville got a 1-0 victory on court number 3 to tie things up at 1. But they dropped to the first set's on the 5 other courts. And so it's been a game of catch-up. Things might just be catching up to these Louisville Cardinals. Position in a couple of places. Let's go full screen here on 6. It's match points coming up for Miguel Perez-Pena. Make it 2-1 for the Georgia Bulldogs. And that's one for the highlight reel. Sophomore Miguel Perez-Pena, 6'3", 6'2", 2-1 Georgia. Here in Athens, let's go back. Split screen courts 4 and 5. Our final 2 matches of coverage here. ITA Kickoff Weekend for Cracked Racquets. Shout out to super producer Daniel Westhoff, who now has those other scoreboards on your screen. You see Ethan Quinn, 6'4", 5-all at the number 1 spot. Quinn, the number 1 player in the country right now, looking to bounce back after a tough opening weekend. He took 2 tough losses to a couple other top 10 players, Spaziri, Cornet, Chauvin. Meanwhile, Blake Kreuter cruised to a 6-2 first set, was up 2-love here in the third on 5 for Georgia, has lost 3 consecutive games, now in trouble here in his 2-3 service game as well. Filthy volley. And a great ball from Fung as well. It's been similar dynamics on each of these 2 courts, 4 and 5. Kreuter, Bride for Georgia. Certainly the aggressors thus far. And it looks like Ethan Quinn's up 6. Yeah, I was going to say that was just a delayed reaction. Quinn holds that love for 6-5, so he's 1 game away. Bride, Kreuter, each playing so much offense, and yet it's the athleticism of these 2 Louisville Cardinals here in the middle spots in their lineup. The defense, the improvisation, they're asking all the right questions. Great overhead from Kreuter. He holds 4-3-all. Associate head coach Jamie Hunt comes sprinting over. Hunt, of course, successful Georgia tennis player himself. All on 5. Game points for Fung. Again, that serving marker has been off all day on court 4. Fung with game points, not break points. Looks to get on the scoreboard there at 4. coming up. It sort of feels like a match point, doesn't it? Let's go full on 4. Be either a double break lead for Trent Bryde or maybe just a second spark, which needed. Senior Matthew Funk. Not over yet. Huge hold. Matthew Funk keeping himself just 1 break down here in the third on 4. Meanwhile, you see it. Henning did hold, so it's going to be a breaker on 2 to decide things. Ethan Quinn hypothetically 3 points away, though they are on serve on court number 1. Winner of this advances to the final 16 field in Georgia. I've heard of the chip and charge. I've never heard of the chip and retreat. Bryde saying, "Earn it, Matthew Fung." Produces the errors. Meanwhile, you see it on the top half of your screen. We might be done soon. Bryde with the ace 430 love. He's doing his part, but Ethan Quinn's 2 points away. Phil Henning, the early mini break lead. And make it a match point right now for Quinn. And a game point now for Bryde. So match points coming up. You hear Aurora in the background. That might be it. I'll wait for that scoreboard to officially update. Was that a Rodriguez roar, or has Ethan Quinn done it? You wonder if Trent Bryde looks up at the scoreboard, sees Henning's 3 points away, Quinn's 1 point away. Do you just start slapping winners, going for it? You're here, game point chances for 4-1. 4-1 it is. Trent Bryde stays in front here on court 4. Let's go over to court number 5. It's actually a double changeover on 4 and 5. Do we have a camera still on court 3, Westhoff? If it is, do we want to just pop it up? As Ethan Quinn, you see it in the top half of your screen. 6-4, 6-5 lead. If we have court 3, 6-4, 7-5 win, excuse me, for Ethan Quinn at that number 1 spot. So 3-1 Georgia overall. Here's what we can see on court number 6. Of course, court 6 in the bag as we reset things here. Again, Alex Gruskin. It is 3-1 Georgia, excuse me, following Ethan Quinn's victory. Yeah, you can see it. So there it is, top right of your screen. And we're not going to have this almost secondhand smoke, secondhand camera grab, I suppose, here on your screen, but you can see. Can you move that scoreboard for a second? Yeah, there we go. An in-air moving. As you can see, Phil Henning, he's serving there at 5 love. Spoiler alert, I think he loses this point. Okay, so it is 5-1 Henning. Let's go. I'll keep an eye on the scoreboard and we can get the corner crook look should Henning reach a match point, but let's head back over to court number 4 for now. And I'll keep my eye on the scoreboard, super producer Daniel Westoff. So if Phil Henning does clinch it, and I guess we can all keep our eye on the scoreboard. We'll get back there should it happen. This gets just a sneak look at that action. Meanwhile, Kreuter 3-4 on serve. Heck of a battle between he and Sergio Hernandez. Here it's Trent Bride, Matthew Fung. Again, Fung barely played for these Louisville Cardinals last year. 5-2 in limited dual match action. He's played a really good match today. Fought well against Trent Bride. All right, Westop, we got to go to 2. So let's go to 3 to C2. It's match point Phil Henning. We'll try to catch that clinch out of the corner of our eyes, I suppose. Again, it's a weather issue. We apologize for that fact. Georgia did all they could. We appreciate their efforts. All right, Westhoff, I'm gonna ask you to wipe the scoreboard. 6-2. Overall, you can wipe that board again. I'll keep us in the loop from here. Stanford, by the way, 4-1 win, so they're 14 for 14 host seeds. Henning's got match points to make it 15 for 15. Second serve coming up here. Oh no, let's go back to that view. Okay, I like it. That's the close-up view. That close-up you can see. Well, I kind of like seeing the, I like seeing the team. You just leave it as is. I like this. That's Fabian Sale. There it is. Yeah, let's see the team as well. I want to see their reaction. Perfect. 6-3 here. Match points for Henning. Disappeared. Phil Henning sends Georgia back to the national indoors. It's a 6-2, 7-6 win for the 5th year. Secures a 4-1 victory for number 15 Georgia. That means, folks, the field is set. For the first time in some time, all 15 host teams advance to the finals of this 2023 National Indoor Championships on the men's side. What a weekend of tennis. And that will do it for our coverage here at Cracked Racquets. We saw so much drama unfold over the course of the past 4 days. A massive shout out to each and every school that participated in this kickoff weekend. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is your ceremonial start to every college tennis season. It was great to be able to show so much of it to all of you college tennis fans across the country here at Cracked Racquets. That said, kickoff weekend may be in the books. Things only getting started in the college tennis world. We are so excited that we will have so much coverage throughout the course of this 2023 college tennis season. Of course, every Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time here on this YouTube channel, we'll recap all the biggest action in the Division I women's and men's college tennis worlds. Of course, we'll also have a ton of broadcasts for you this weekend. I'm not going to say which matches quite yet, but just keep your eyes open. We've got some fun stuff on the horizon for all of you college tennis fans here at Cracked Racquets. With that said, I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out to my two partners in crime. You all know about super producer Daniel Westoff. All of this made possible because of his relentless and never-ending efforts. I'm immensely grateful for all that he does. All of you college tennis fans really should be praising him as well, because none of this happens without his work. And then, of course, shout out to Dalton Thieneman, who makes sure each and every school has the opportunity to get involved with our coverage. We're a team here at Cracked Racquets. It's a three-man machine, and I appreciate their efforts as well. With that said, a shout out to Will Blumberg. I almost slipped there. Will Blumberg, Perry Shinen, Bradley Klon, all the coaches who tuned in and joined us throughout joined us on our broadcast. I'm running out of words here. Point is, it was a really fun weekend. Shout out to everyone who joined us. Shout out to all of you who joined us as well. So with that said, for our fantastic super producer, Daniel Westoff, and all of us here in Indianapolis, I'm your host, Alex Gruskin. You've been watching our Cracked Racquets coverage of the 2023 ITA Kickoff Weekend. We will see you all 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night to recap it all. Thanks, everyone.